How about the businesses in and around? Sorry to use the buzzword ecosystem
No, I
around
meant only for
music.
writers.
Yeah. How have you seen the ecosystem evolve around music till in the past couple of decades? That's, I think, mainly when we went from torrent downloads,
Huh.
and then some of us okay listen downloads, and buying CDs, and for a while there, what, pen drives also.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that there were people who were like, yeah, I'll buy that pen drive. To streaming. So how do you think locally, in Indian context, the ecosystem has evolved?
Look, the best time in terms of commercially for this thing was when cassettes and CDs were
Yeah.
manufactured, because there was a particular quantity that one was assured of.
Yeah.
कि इतना बिक रहा है. It wasn't just today people claim they are stars and all that, but those days you actually knew this sold this much and all, because the industry had a figure, and through the stores also you
Yeah.
got that this thing, and even the companies also, they were organized labels which promoted this, and a lot of small labels also. They were the big labels and they were the smaller labels.
And everyone was incentivized to push the
Yeah,
sale.
push the sale.
Yeah.
Then somewhere down the line, the labels started, because of the whole change in technology. Like suddenly CDs came down and people started downloading and all that. And first it was some either paid downloads, or there was pirated this thing, or just copying files and this thing. Copying existed even before, like, I mean,
Yeah.
cassette time pay. I mean, we as teenagers, we used to go to send somebody had a record of some this thing. We used to give them a blank cassette and they used to tape.
Or
for us.
record from the radio.
Yeah, or from the radio. Yeah. So those kind of things were there. So
Yeah.
that this thing. But now it's become so this thing. Now a lot of music is free, and plus this whole forwarding culture of this thing. And it's, I mean, everybody does it. So there's no way to stop it or say that okay, this is piracy or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Because today you say artists themselves want publicity. They'll send a link first thing कि मैंने गाना release किया. Please share it. Share it means actually they are losing a lot of this thing, because everybody, the whole world is getting to hear it free. They're not making any money, but they're looking for in terms of getting some exposure out of that.
And then landing a gig or
Yeah.
maybe a recording session. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So and gigs are where the money is, like in terms of compared to what the streaming and all that is.
Yeah.
So in terms of recorded music, there is the ecosystem is in a pretty this thing shape, except for maybe like the only physical format which is doing well is the vinyl this thing.
Yes, vinyl
but
is
that
back
too,
up.
No, but there too it is a very limited
Niche.
audience.
Yeah.
It's niche because everybody cannot afford a. I mean, you can have a small record player.
Yeah.
6,000-7,000 ka average thing, but to get records is like nothing less than 2,000-2,500 new records. Second hand records, like people do not sell them too much, like
Yeah.
so it's got a very niche this thing, but people buy. There is a market for that.
Yeah.
So but otherwise there is this thing. So live is where the whole scene is, or in terms of and that's why musicians also like besides actual songs and all that, they get into, this has always been there, they get into jingles, they get into background music for ads and all that, OTT and all that. So this is a some musicians manage to balance them both, because they keep recording good new music and do all this to earn that extra this thing. But
I think there has been a fundamental shift that now in the chain of where the song is produced till it reaches the audience's ear, somewhere in between the incentive has changed. Now there is no more there's one middle party where their incentive is not to push the music or the sale. It's to get as many people to upload content as possible. And I mean, at least streaming services, they also have their own content, which they are pushing. So there is essentially the people who are uploading and essentially giving it out for free, they are competing against the platform's own content that is heavily pushed. So it's gone topsy-turvy.
It's gone topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
So one has to wait and watch. Like people, I mean, I hope people realize from their mistakes